The fgteev. I can't hide this anymore. What is this? Is this fake? This guy is the reason why my children. I used to love this guy's freaking channel. He was the best.
With Chase Freedom Unlimited.
Let's see if it's freaking clickbait or not. Let's see. Alright.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Vince. I've been creating social media content with my family for the last 13 years, but I have been hiding something from my fans since the beginning.
I swear, if this is fake, I'm going to crash out.
And I have not been totally honest with them.
We are going skiing!
Do you guys remember when Mike went blind because of the solar eclipse, but it was fake? I think it was fake. Was it fake? I don't know.
All the positive emotions that came from the success, all of the views, the subscribers, the top selling toys in stores, the books, the New York Times bestsellers, the awards that we would get. At the end of the day, when I look in a mirror, it did not fix the hurt that I felt inside.
What? So this is real.
Let's start with the question that fans have been asking me for over a decade. Why do you always wear a hat? I didn't think that I would ever be able to discuss this secret.
Daddy! Daddy! What? We got to.
My hair crazy bird. It's something that my own children didn't even know about until 2018.
So yeah, I actually didn't find out until 2018, and I was sitting right here.
I remember taking off my hat, pulling back hair because I had long hair in 2018, and then showing her.
And like, I actually don't remember at all what it looked like.
And there's a reason why. We just don't have pictures. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like all the pictures in the house, there's basically none.
Yeah. So,
and I have a hat on for like the one that's
yeah.
there.
2018.
I remember around 13, 14 years old, there seemed to be a shift. I went into his bedroom. I was snooping like a good mom does.
Okay, good moms don't snoop around people's rooms with their mom's rooms, son's rooms. I cannot speak. Just kidding. Just kidding. No offense to all the moms. No offense to all the moms. I was kidding, okay? You could sneak around your son's rooms whenever you want. I'm not telling you what to do.
Putting up the two top drawers in his dresser, and to my surprise, they were both filled with color-coordinated bandanas and hats. And I remember being so shocked because there was yellow and red and white and black and purple and hats of all different types. And I just remember there was a turning point at that moment.
When I went to Jerusalem this year, I decided to tell my story publicly for the first time. It didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to.
It was beautiful being able to be in Jerusalem with my son and grandson Michael. And it was a huge impact being across the street from where the Garden of Gethsemane was, looking into the garden. And I saw my son with the camera set up on the wall, and he was recording himself, telling his story.
Here's my mama and Mike right now watching. Say hi, Mama. There's my son, Mike. Say hi, Mike.
It was beautiful to see him so raw and share his heart in such a vulnerable way.
That was the first time that I ever relived these emotions and these stories in detail. And to do that for over 3 hours, I mean, it was a huge moment. It was an emotional roller coaster of tears and snot.
Oh my god! I hate these freaking ads. Just kidding.
Like, I'm sorry. I should have brought tissues or something. Oh, God.
Having people walk by me, listening to the things I'm saying.
Hey, everybody say hi. Hi. Everybody say healing. Healing. No, from Philippines. Hey, Philippines.
Having no hat on in public, crying in front of people, it felt so good. And a part of me was like, man, maybe I don't need to tell the story. Maybe I just have to, talk to the camera. And then I thought, whoa, that's cowardly. I've got to encourage people. This secret has consumed my life.
Can you just tell me the secret? I'm kidding.
Every day. No exaggeration. Since elementary school. There wasn't a time I could remember where I didn't look at myself in the mirror and hate myself. I didn't think badly about myself, that my self-esteem wasn't crushed. Felt like I hated the world at times, hated life a lot of times. The only way I can sit here and talk to you about it today is because of the healing, emotionally, mentally, that I've received by having complete faith in Jesus Christ. Faith in God is what took my shame from me to be able to hopefully encourage people by my testimony, by this message, to seek God. My life has been transformed. Transformed. How can I stay silent about that? I kept trying to figure out, how do I tell this story the right way? And then, out of nowhere, during what was supposed to be a regular vlog, it just clicked.
Yo, guys, I'm freaked out right now.
So I'm into health big time. I love watching what goes into my body. Because of that, my mom and my wife signed me up for a hyperbaric chamber session.
Look at this thing. It's like a little submarine. Bro, they're gonna lock me in there. I cryo. Yeah, I'm about to cry, yo. What are they doing to me here?
Maybe cryogenic and, freeze you and put you in time, right?
Yeah, right? Like Walt Disney.
I'm just getting comfortable. Okay? Don't mind me.
Hyperbaric chamber, if you don't know, is
Wait, what? Frick, sorry. Unpause.
basically where you go to get a lot of oxygen in your body, which just has a ton of benefits, because I wasn't getting a lot of sleep recently. My ADHD brain was just bouncing all over the place, ping, 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 with movie ideas and just content. Just, it wouldn't shut off. So we thought a hyperbaric chamber session would help.
It's gonna take 2 hours. I'm gonna be in there for 2 hours.
Let it flow, bro. He's going in the tank.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Oh, it's gonna be loud in here. I feel like I'm in a Titan submersible.
And remember to sit up while it pressurizes.
Sit up, gotcha.
And make sure you try to pop your ears.
Okay. This is weird. Look at that. It feels like paparazzi. What are you guys doing? This ear here keeps popping. My right ear. My left ear's not popping at all. There's a reason why. And that's because, y'all ready for this?
I was born about 95% deaf. In this ear here, I still am 95% deaf in that ear. My ear canal is so small. On this side, there's bone that is blocking the eardrum, and you can't see the eardrum through this ear at all. It's completely blocked by bone.
So when I was a kid, I went to an ENT, and I'll never forget this visit. It was so traumatizing. The doctor stuck like these needle nose pliers in my ear and tried to like wedge open the canal, and I just remember being like, what was that pain? Ow, that hurt so bad. And it's really because they had no idea what they were doing, because
I feel like that would hurt so bad though. Freaking something going into your ear, pulling it to get the bone out. Is that what you're saying? To get like the bone out? That would hurt.
no one knew about the condition that I had as a child, what it was called.
My grandson's ready to go with the Mars.
That's what it looks like.
My back is so itchy.
Hello? Ow. So my left ear is experiencing some kind of excruciating or about to be excruciating pain.
Because he didn't listen to his mom and chew bubblegum.
This pain that's happening right now, I've only feel like I felt it once before when I was a child at a doctor's office. A doctor stuck something in my ear and like hurt me really bad, and I remember being like, ow.
Here's some gum.
Listen to your mother next time.
Sorry, Mama, because you know why, Mama? Oh, sorry. Mother knows best. Okay. One second. I was born with a rare congenital birth defect called microtia. Never thought I would tell you guys that.
This is how I became the most productive version of myself.
I'm about to crash
Before, I
out.
used to
Hurry
scramble
up.
to meetings, half listening while friends.
Microtia, which is a small or a diminutive ear, is a problem that happens in about 1 in 8,000 to 10,000 live births. The scope of this can range between a small ear, but normally formed, all the way to a complete absence of the ear.
Oh, I see the
remember
difference.
when he was so little, just days old. I remember going to the pediatrician, and the doctor was just like, oh, he must have been lying in your belly like this, like his head was smushed. And I thought, great. You know, look what I did to my son. The way he was, laying in my belly maybe made his ear, press up and not grow properly, not form properly. I knew nothing about microtia or any defect like that back then.
Outside, in a hole. Then you go clean my toilet bowl. Like me.
There's just a lot of things I don't like about myself, right? We're all insecure about ourselves, and a lot of it stems from people who say things about us, and those words sometimes stick with us.
So I was bullied in school. It really started in the 3rd grade, and then it just stuck for life. Even bullying as an adult. It's been a journey. Because my ear was pointy. People used to call me an elf. They'd say, hi.
Oh my god. Sorry. Oh god.
Haha, you're an elf. Or go back to the North Pole. and go finish, getting our gifts ready for Christmas. Santa misses you. In 3rd grade, there was a bully who was my friend. He was my friend. We had sleepover. We hung out. We went to the park together. It was a presentation day of 3rd grade, and the teacher in that class was asking everybody to come up with an invention. And in front of the whole class, one of my friends stood up with a poster, and he drew a really weird ear on it. And immediately when he showed it to me, I thought, oh no, what is he gonna say? And he's like, when I get older, I'm gonna make a machine that can fix dumb-looking ears. And I thought, bro, what? You know what's ingrained in my memory? The vision and the image of his face and his smirk and his little, evil, maniacal smile that he had on his face as the beginning of the destruction of my life begins. I'll never forget his smirk, that face. From 3rd grade to the rest of elementary, now other kids would start to talk about it, and I just began to be filled with emotions and negative feelings and pain, and it just started building up for the rest of elementary school. This is why I really want kids to be nice to other kids, because some kids helped ruin my life, or so I thought, because there's a happy ending.
Happy ending!
Oh gosh, it's just a miracle to see him talk about it and let his guard down and let God take over. It's a miracle that I would pray by faith and see him. I would close my eyes and envision him talking.
One of my friends just texted me. What does this guy want? I am recording a video. Stop texting me, or else I will fart on you when I go to school. Just send it. Oh my god. What the freak? Okay. I sent it.
To crowds of kids and people, and that he would share and use the pain and the shame that he went through, that he would use it to help other people. It's just a miracle to see that this is actually happening.
By middle school, I had to grow out my hair.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put this on a speed because this is taking a little bit too long. It's gonna take 1 hour, bro. Okay. I'm gonna put one to there.
Down past my ears. That way I could stop getting made fun of.
And it got to the point that he would not trim his hair, cut his hair. It was growing really long. And I remember one time specifically in our living room, I was hoping he would trim it a little, and he would not. I mean, I couldn't even mention scissors. He would get angry. Now,
hold on. I'll keep it at that speed, but this won't be a long video. So yeah.
The emotion of anger started. I hate to say it, but even rage at this point. I couldn't even offer a hairdresser because Mom, a hairdresser would know. They would see my ear. It was getting very serious, and you could see that this concern or insecurity or a little bit of shame now started getting to the point of anger. Is that bad? But it's true. It's true. Okay.
I'm ready.
Good morning. We're here. What do you think?
I don't care if you're here.
Between 6th and 7th grade, I believe, I go to overnight camp. I got my hair long. I'm in a place an hour and a half away from home. Nobody knows who I am. You know, we all stayed in different cabins with a bunch of kids and then some adult that would watch us to make sure we weren't getting in too much trouble. And we were wrestling our camp counselor in the cabin and just having a fun time. And I was just this normal kid until, I guess, because my ear had come out further and it was pointy, it stuck out past my hair and it was exposed. And I will never forget what looked to be like the disgusting, shocked face on this counselor's face. He was like, "Oh, what happened to your ear? Oh, look at his ear." And I was just like, and I was so terrified because I was like, now people know. And I think he realized that, oh my gosh, he was born that way. Because I think at the moment he just thought, it's not a normal thing that you see. So he probably just thought we were wrestling and it got smushed and stuck as if it's some Stretch Armstrong concoction. I don't know what was going through his mind, but I know what was going through my mind, and it was, I hate myself. Why do I have to be different? Why do I have to hide? Now they found out. He's going to tell all the other counselors. From that moment on, I would just guess, he told that kid knows, that kid. I could no longer be a normal kid at overnight camp because I was consumed by who found out. And now who's making fun of me? Anytime someone laughed, smiled, whispered, they know about my ear. That was just overnight camp. I just told you about 1 week of my life. Now I'm telling you, picture that for 30 plus years. That's been my life. That's been my life. So when 8th grade hit, I still got my bowl cut. And I'm realizing it just doesn't work style-wise. No one else really has bowl cuts. People would make fun of my haircut. Sometimes still I have to worry about it sticking out past my hair, always playing with my hair, fixing my hair to make sure. And so my mom wanted to help ease this consistent pain and torment that I'm feeling.
And we started, seeking the surgery route because of the trauma this was causing him. Didn't want him to have the surgery, but for him, I did, and I was very hated by a lot of family members. How can I allow my son to have surgery at 12 years old? How could I let him go under anesthesia? But it was literally at the point of tormenting him, and he was hating himself.
I got my first surgery on my ear. And again, that doctor also had no idea what he was doing. He promised all these special results, and they just sort of rounded the top and then pushed the ear back. And I'll never forget being in the hospital bed. I'm like 12 years old. I wake up from surgery and I stick my hand into my gauze and I pull it out and I'm like, "Mom, I'm bleeding." And she's like, "Yeah, she's like, "Of course you're bleeding. We had to cut your ear." I had no idea. I just thought it was like Play-Doh. We're just going to do arts and crafts with this kid's ear. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I never forget the blood on my fingers. I had no idea. And after the surgery, I would kind of look and be like, man, it doesn't really look that much better. It's not normal. This isn't right. What did this do? It just stopped it from poking out past my hair, basically. I then cut my hair and then hated it. And so I would just wear headbands. Echo, Rockaware, Sean John, way before the baby oil. But yeah, that was middle school.
It was then at that point that I realized that unlike his childhood doctors, it wasn't just a narrow ear canal where they couldn't see the eardrum because of how narrow it was. It was just skin on top of bone, and then the eardrum was down here. Which personally, I hope and believe the eardrum is probably still very functional in there. I don't know, but I'd like to think that, And he did hear something in the hyperbaric chamber, a little squeak, squeak. So that was very encouraging to me. I was like, I knew it. He has an eardrum there, and he can hear.
I just heard a squeak.
I just heard a squeak come out of this ear. I never heard a squeak come out of this ear. I'm kind of excited, but also, I don't know if it means anything, but I usually don't feel any type of release of anything coming out of my ear. Oh, whoa, I just heard like more pressure come out of my left ear right now.
That is amazing that you can feel or hear something in that ear. What?
I know. I've never felt any pressure coming out of my ear before, Mom. She said she's shocked.
I'm literally in shock right now. That's, to me, a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it means anything, but either way, it's kind of cool because I've never felt that in 39 years, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's really amazing. I want to be excited about it.
Oh my god. I'm about to crash out. There's too much ads.
I mean, I know Jesus can do miracles, but I'm not expecting for me to come out of here with hearing. But either way, I'm going to keep telling them my story, you know.
And then in high school, that's when the bandanas came out.
Who else still? This guy is the reason why my childhood wasn't the worst thing ever. You did not just raise your kids, you raised all of us too. For real though, man, fgteev really gave us the childhood he never had. Oh wait, that's kind of true. Bro, I have no idea what that said. Strugglingly? I think it says strugglingly, right? Yeah. Raised an entire generation. We love you, Daddy. Alright, let's continue the video. I'm done reading comments. Wait, hold on. First, before we do the video, this was freaking how much days ago was this? I don't know. Like, I can't. How much views does this have? It won't show me. Video not approved. Approve now. Anyways,
this
okay.
is him at about 14 with his sisters with the bandana and the hat combination of how he was wearing both.
I added my wife's face on it so that way you don't see the other girl, but that's me. Little ticka Slim Shady, right? Wearing a white bandana at school. The bandanas, they were all cool until the Bloods and the Crips and the Latin Kings and all of the gangs and where I live would be like, yo, you better take that off. And I'd be like, you better stop wearing it. Yo, what set you rep? Yo, where you from? Yo, this, yo, that. It's like all the time. Now, mind you, I've been rapping and into the hip-hop world since 6th grade. And now I was like, I'm a dope rapper. Now I'm actually, I'm gonna fit the skill level. But I was a terrible rapper, by the way.
Praise God in the synagogue. We crash the devil in his pentagon in hell. You can't touch me, I never fell from the stairs. I ain't got a poo-poo. You come against me, I'ma say, like a train, coming through.
I was being eyed by gangs in high school every day, bro, in the hallways. They're like, we gonna get you. Internally, I'm like, I'm just trying to hide my ear, man. I'm not trying to throw up no blood sign, bro. Like, I'm just trying to hide this. Let me hide in peace, please, bro. Please, I need this. I can't let kids know about this at high school. Please, I'm just trying to find peace. That's been my whole life, trying to find peace, man. I just wanted peace my whole life.
Do I have water? I need water. My throat is so dry. Frick. I'm gonna go get some water. Hold on, frick. Let me end it I'm gonna end it and then you're gonna see me go back. Alright? So I'm still going to review it. I'm just gonna go get some water. I want to pause it. Okay, hold on. It's not letting me exit. Do I have to exit it and then do it? Yeah, I have to. I'm back with some water. Ice water. Cheers. See, that's why I moved. I was going to tell you guys I moved spots because I don't want to spill water on my bed. So yeah, I moved and let's, oh frick, let's rewatch it.
So we had to move away because of the gangs and the violence that was coming for me. I moved to a new town, new area, new kids, new chance, new start. This is gonna be great. I just get to like, there's no gangs in this area. Yes! It was just awesome. And I'll, remember being in 9th grade and
giving can be just as good as getting. Check out these must-have gifts for everyone on your list. The Therabody Theragun Relief Massage Gun is perfect for those active people in your life.
Imagine my face when I'm walking down the hallway and all I see is the bully from 3rd grade smirking at me as he walks past like, I know your secret, welcome to my school. Because I started mid-year, I started, late. Dude, it was like a movie cinematic effect where the camera zooms in and then everything slows down. And then my head explodes internally and I'm like, how is this possible? Why? Why is it that I can't just find peace? Why is it that this is plaguing my life? And I'll never forget being in front of some vending machines later on in the year. And like 5, 6 kids come up to me and they're like, yo, let me see your ear. And I'm just like, oh my God, let me see, take off your hat. We want to see. And I'm just like, okay, freaking kid told them why. Like, why is this such a big deal to everybody? And I'm just like, no, I'm not taking off my hat. And they're like, take off your hat. Someone goes behind me, rips my bandana off, like unties it, flicks my hat off. And I'm just like, ah. And they're all just laughing at me. And I was like, bro, why is this, why can't I just be a normal kid? Why can't I just?
That's actually crazy. Somebody ripped his freaking bandana off? That's actually crazy.
That stuck with me. The bullies at the vending machine. And just keep in mind that the bully from 3rd grade, the one who's telling people at the new school, was my friend once upon a time. It still doesn't make sense to me this day. It has to be something that was wrong with him to do that to me. It has to be, because I didn't do anything. And there's a reason why he's upset with me in high school. But we'll save that 5th grade story for another day. We'll also maybe save about what happened to him after high school another day.
Okay, hold on. Why can't you just talk about it now? Why can't you talk about it now? Just talk about it now!
It's really interesting stuff.
That's Mom. I forgot her name. I think people call her Moms. I don't know, but it's her.
That's Sammy Sam.
When you first met me, like, I know that you didn't really like me.
What? Why did you say that?
Did you? For me, it was love at first sight. I don't think it was for you. You thought I was weird.
No, I thought you were annoying. But
who likes people that are annoying? Thank you.
You were a little obnoxious, but not that I didn't like you.
Oh, so you...
I thought it was like a funny obnoxious.
Okay, that got better. At the time when I met you, I wasn't wearing hats and bandanas, and I didn't have long hair, I don't think, at the time. Like, there had to be a time where you saw my ear, and then...
I remember when I did, though.
When?
We were at Glory Days Diner,
Okay.
and you were sitting next to me, and I turned.
But we weren't dating.
No.
I have no more water. But I still have ice. I have this block of ice. So you're probably going to see me taking that out with my hand and eating it and munching on it. So, just warning you.
No. And I turned and I saw your ear, but to me, I'm like, nothing went in my mind. There was nothing like, oh my gosh, what the heck happened? Nothing. I was just like, okay. Like, that something like that didn't matter to me. I didn't care about that.
And I've always heard you say that, but like, I don't know that I ever really believed it. I believe it now. Because my whole life, people are always like, it's not that big of a deal. And that is the worst thing that you can say to someone. When someone is upset about something, crying, emotional, whatever, and then you respond to them, it's not that big of a deal. You are invalidating that person. It is the worst response you can ever tell someone. That's just a by the way. Wasn't there some, like a friend of yours who like said something one time?
Yeah, so I think she was with us, or we were all together. It was at like our school or something. And I remember, you know, he was there, and I remember her seeing his ear, and she had asked me about it. And I never even asked him like what happened, or because again, it didn't matter to me. I didn't care. Then I remember one day she had messaged me on the computer, and she said like, how's the ear? I remember, I think I left my screen up on my computer, and he saw it. And I don't know why. Were you at my house? Maybe you were at the house with my brother or something. I don't remember. And I remember just seeing him crying on the couch. And I asked him, like, what's wrong? And he told me he saw the thing.
When I saw that, I was like, you've been talking about it? Like, you were my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And so, because I'm just like, why would she say that? Like, I assumed that you were making fun of me.
No.
No, I believe you, but I assumed that you were making fun of me to her because that's what was happening my whole life, is everyone was just making fun of me. I'm like, great, now my girlfriend is now doing this too.
And at that point, I didn't know it was that big of a deal, or like why it hurt him so bad, because he never opened up to me about it or never talked to me about it.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. I just shoved that thing in my mouth. I'm so freaking wet right now.
And then I never really truly talked to you about it for years and years.
Love Roblox?
Yes.
Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards. Sign up for Microsoft Rewards and earn points for your everyday activities when you search on Bing, play on Xbox, and use other...
So good!
I can sit here all day and tell you all these little stories, but let's just jump to another big moment. My wedding day. The day that is just supposed to be magical, filled with great memories, happiness. Not for me. We'll never forget the feeling of standing at the altar, looking down the aisle at my soon-to-be wife, crying. And in my head, I was just so embarrassed and so upset with her. If I can leave the body standing at the altar and just say, why are you crying? Can you please stop crying? Everybody is looking at you crying, and they know that you're crying because you don't want to marry a guy with one ear. And now everyone's laughing at me on my wedding day. Can you stop crying? Because that's what everyone's thinking. That's what all my guests are thinking right now. That, Samantha, why would you marry this kid? He only has one ear.
Oh, her name is Samantha. Okay.
That's what was going through my head. Isn't that sad? That's sad.
I didn't even know that he felt like that at all. He just told me not too long ago, just like a few months ago. So I had no idea all those feelings were going through his head. All his thoughts, none of that was even going through my mind. None at all.
It will be your humble, transparent relationship with Jesus Christ as your Lord and example that will fill her heart.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm 18, I'm getting married, I have a kid, we're moving in, I believe it was like 3 days. So that's what was going on in my head.
The pain, the shame, the hurt, the negative feelings, the thoughts, the situations as an adult, past situations as a kid. I couldn't talk about those things to people. I just couldn't. The once in a blue moon that I would mention something along the lines of my ear, usually without saying the word ear, I would say to somebody, they would say something nice back. And it would usually just annoy me. They would try to be positive, but I had so much negative feelings that their positivity didn't work. I didn't believe them. So many ideas that were going through my head that just weren't reality. It was just, man, it was just trickery. But today, as a Christian, I realized that all those things, they were all lies. And it comes from a place of evil. The self-shame, the hurt, the less than.
Frick! Alright, I'm gonna go wash it in the sink and then eat it again. Don't judge me, please. Anyways, I brought it back. Frick. Oh my god. Brought it back. God. Back.
Then you're not the same as other people. You're a creature. One person told me my ear, I look like a creature. It was a coworker who said, "Oh, it's like a creature, like a coworker. I'm an adult," and it's like all those things, they don't work on me anymore because they're not true. But before, heavy.
Look good in green, dog. You look good in green.
I've never really worn green, so this is a nice touch for me. One of my teammates grew up a Boston Celtics fan.
Oh,
I wished I was never born. I used to tell my mom, shame on you for not having an abortion. I would hate my mother because of this, literally.
For years, my son kept me on my knees in prayer more than anybody and anything, and that's just the truth, because I was so concerned for him mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because honestly, he was not well because of all of this in a lot of ways. But as I prayed in faith, because I don't just believe in just praying and just asking God things. I believe in actually seeing it before it takes place. And I would close my eyes and I would pray, and I would, as I'm praying, see my son let his guard down about his ear, let people know, let people in, change lives, change the generation, encourage them, either go to schools or speak on a social media platform and share this testimony. I literally saw him sharing this testimony to save many, many lives. And I would be so hopeful and have so much faith in that. But what would hinder at times my faith and my prayer, and then I would repent and get back into it?
I just finished all of it. I'm so thirsty. You know what that means? Since I finished it, I'm going back on the bed. Come over here, computer. You're going back where you were. We gotta get water on it. Okay, that was $100. You know that was $100. Stuff is getting expensive. That's a Grinch onesie, just so you know.
Would be him, because he would be so fresh. He would be so fresh and rotten to tell me be quiet. Why did God do this to him? He didn't ask for this.
Having my mom send me scriptures all the time and telling me to read my Bible, and I'm like, Mom, I don't like life. I don't want to live anymore. I mean, I'm not gonna do nothing stupid because I have my kids, I have my family, whatever. But I hate living, like, a lot of the times. And she's like, stop, please, don't talk like that, don't talk like that. Jesus. I'm like, Mom, come on, Jesus can't, like, do that. Like, just stop. And I was so resistant.
Did you ever read any of the scriptures she said and you like sat there and thought like, wait?
No, I actually was like, here's how much I'm not going to listen to you. See this Bible? Have it. I gave my mom back my Bible.
The beginning of September 2024, we were riding home. We were coming home from somewhere. And out of nowhere, it was like silent. And out of nowhere, he was like, we should go to church tomorrow. And I was like, really? Because that, like, normally he wouldn't say that.
Even though I met my wife in church in the early 2000s, we stopped going around 2011-ish. And then when social media started picking up at the end of 2012, we just never went back to church and slowly drifted away from God.
And you know what did something for me? I'm just going to name names, but like Chandler Hollow from Mr. Beast and George Janko. When I saw that these guys who were just guys on the internet, especially being around Logan Paul who didn't believe in God, and just like, you know, I met George a couple of times, but seeing him pop up on my For You page, I'm like, man, this guy's talking about God and he's talking about Jesus. And I feel just like almost convicted that I call myself a Christian loosely. You know, if someone were to say, hey, what are you? I'd say, oh, I'm a Christian. But I would never go around and just say that. Yeah. But if I call myself a Christian, I'm afraid to talk about God. That's crazy. And that's when it's like, hey, let's go back to church. And you're like, what? Let's just go.
So we ended up going the next day. And then from there, we were just going every Sunday.
And this part makes me want to cry because it's so powerful. I spent 38 years in shame and hiding. 38. The day that I started talking about this and taking off my hat and telling people that didn't know, the day that happened, the exact day that the healing began, like really, really began, was on my birthday, 2024. Like, what? On my birthday? Just God is so beautiful. On my birthday, God? That's my gift? Are you kidding me?
Today's my birthday, and I probably spent like maybe 3-4 hours of it just crying and just being thankful that I feel like now I have a purpose, and like I feel like you won't understand that, but I have been waking up for the last couple years saying, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? Like, I know we've made so much positive impact in people's life, but I feel like it's not enough. I feel like I can do more, you know. And I sat here and I filled this void, and I filled this void in my life with, you know, some material things, and then, you know, that didn't work, and I just sat here and just said, like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with, you know, with this in my marriage? Why am I this way? Why am I this kind of employer? Why am I that? I have woken up with like just like depression, and just saying like woken up with depression, just like upset, like what, like I don't, like, I'm just playing video games. Like, what else am I doing now? I know I've made positive impacts on people's lives, but it's not enough. There's no way that God put me here, and He put me here on this earth just to, you know, have all these millions of eyeballs look at me, and for me not to do more, and for me not to help people and to help restore broken people. I'm broken myself with what we are going through. Like, God is the answer, bro. Like, He's the answer.
God, what you did for me on my birthday last year was enough to carry me till my death. That was it. That was it. That little bit.
The 38 years of pain made my birthday gift in 2024 so worth it. It was the build-up. It was the excitement.
New York doesn't slow down for anyone. You know I love my
I'm about to crash out.
The BMW team hooked me up with.
You know, a few days before his birthday, there was a sermon that, you know, he heard.
A light bulb went off. I'm like, I gotta tell people about Jesus. I type it in, like, I love Jesus, send. By the way, I like Trump too, send. And everyone's like, 30,000 people unsubscribed because of Trump. And I'm like, I don't care, bro. I just, like, who cares? But my focus was still Jesus. And I had to tell people, my focus is Jesus. The next day, I was like, I can't vote for Kamala because she disrespected Jesus, and I showed proof how. And I was like, this is why I vote Trump. And then I just felt so good. I'm like, I just stuck up for Jesus. And then later that night is when I couldn't stop smiling. Like the joy of the Lord was upon me.
I wake up to him, like, it sounded like he was crying. And I look over, I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm not crying. These are tears of joy.
And then the next day from there on out, my life was changed. It was kind of like, I feel like it was God saying, stand up for me, do not be afraid, and I will bless you.
He goes and he just talks to everyone and apologized to everyone. And then he came home and he had told me that, you know, he went, spoke to our employees and told them, sorry. He came home and he told me that he spoke to our employees and he told them about his ear. I just started crying and I'm like just so surprised because it's nothing. He had hid it for so long and it just broke him inside, and it was so hard as his wife to watch that. But you know, it affected a lot of areas in our life, and for him to just come out and tell everyone, and I don't know, it was to me, it was crazy. I didn't expect that.
And then that day is when I made a vow to God. I was like, I'm going to talk about you forever.
Yeah.
And then I hope that encourages people.
Proud of you.
On my birthday, 2024, they said, what do you want to do for your birthday? I said, go to Barnes & Nobles and go buy a Bible. That was my birthday gift. Best birthday gift ever. Because when I finally got into it, it's when my life changed.
Process and progress go together like prizes and contests. And for me, that first place was to get up on my face and praise to God. That reminds me I am His.
When people stop expecting God to crack open the sky to prove His existence, your faith will grow. When you start realizing that He is embedded into everything around you, and when you block the noise in your life and the distractions in your life, you can really begin to see how God can work in your life. Because if you believe me and what I'm telling you, this is how God has worked in my life. And now it's not just my life. I'm changing my family's life. And then it goes outward from there. And then, I'm on social media. Hope to help change some other people. But could I do that? No, I can't do that. Only God can.
A few weeks later, we went out to lunch with a few friends and the campus pastor of the church, and we're all just sitting there, we're eating lunch, and we're all talking, and he just starts telling everyone. He takes his hat off. I was just sitting there like, wow, this is so unreal. With his ear, it's something small to us, but it consumed his life. It made him angry. It made him hate himself. It made him just a person that he didn't like. And so with his faith, it was able to transform his thoughts and make him a better person and make him love himself more. And so, when we meet someone, he'll show them, because he knows what his faith has done for him. He wants to help someone get to that point to where he is now. Just so proud of him, because I think I actually said to him, I'm like, don't you feel like so much weight has been lifted off your shoulders? Because now you can be you can feel comfortable in your skin, and I don't know, it was a good feeling.
What the enemy meant for evil, God is using it for good, to do what is being done now, the saving of many lives. That's Genesis 50:20.
What does that say? You invented you. I honestly don't know what that says. I'm just
And I bannered that over myself last October, and I said, that's what my life is, bro. Evil has tried to tear me down, to not want to live anymore. And look what's happening now. Now I'm dedicating my life to trying to help other broken people. Genesis 50:20.
And when you're afflicted, you have two options. You can either let it poison you and kill you, or you can offer it back to Jesus in his service and allow the affliction to bring healing to others. Don't be ashamed of the wounds of your past, because they are the things God will use to bring healing to the nations. The very place you were afflicted is the very vessel God's going to use to bring healing. Do you see it? And do you believe it today, Vision Church?
With me, see, I grew up Christian, but never really experiencing it. Not like today, ever before. I was more like a sponge or like a parrot, that would hear.
What am I doing? Why am I moving my camera like this? I honestly don't know why.
Things and then repeat it, but it wasn't real. But now it's real.
Intelligence has been born again since 6 years of age. He first started with gospel hip-hop around the age of 11.
I'm saying I'm back doing what God asked me to do. I'm saying that I'm back where I was before, and now I'm a new creation again. So I just praise God for that. You can hit that track.
So back in the day, I actually
was that him?
Used to minister using Christian hip-hop. This always confused people though, like, if you always knew Jesus Christ, what's so different today? So I'm basically this Christian rapper who's struggling to believe in what I'm saying.
He took my suffering at the cross. He paid all my costs. I'm gonna save all the lost. Praises to the boss. He stayed right on point, and this is the choice. So back to the cross is where it all begins. The living must die so the dying can live. You can be saved.
Oh, why is he kind of a good rapper? Wait, that's low-key a good. That's low-key so good.
Big fame is still lying from sin, and you can put in the front, but you ain't lying to him. I prophesy.
Oh my god. Bro, hold on, why is he actually kind of a good rapper?
Live big, save big at Nordstrom Rack. Ooh.
That'd be a good song.
The biggest.
But I wasn't faking it, because in order to fake something, you have to know that it's real. For me, I didn't believe things that were in the Bible, like, oh, you're created in the image of God, because internally I felt otherwise. And at that point in my journey, it just wasn't time. There wasn't enough there to point to how real God was. I didn't have enough situations. There wasn't enough hurt to realize that I needed an everlasting love. Before I can use my pain to encourage others to seek God and the healing power of Jesus Christ, when you believe in his message, I first had to feel like I don't want to live anymore. Now, everybody's different. Not everyone is going to need to get to that point. But that's where I was.
You got one life to live, so don't ruin it. Take your dreams far right now to be pursuing it. When you're feeling down and there's no one around, suicide is not the answer, so don't look to the ground. You'll keep your head up, even when times you get fed up.
This whole performance, I'm saying don't give up, because life is hard as a teen, but yet I'm looking at the ground in shame.
You'll keep your head up.
Then as I kept going through all this old footage of me rapping, I noticed that whenever I would have a hat or bandana on, or a hat that would cover my ear, I would always feel more confidence, and I was able to rap and interact with the crowd more. But whenever I was naked on my head, I'm always looking at the ground. And that was the heaviness of the shame and pain. You could see it. I would want to gain the confidence to not have to wear a hat all the time. But after those shows, it was like I regretted it.
Like, just come on, man. Next show, you got to wear that bandana again. And I would just teeter-totter, thinking that well, maybe I can do it now. And just, I would fail and always regret it. Like, you just got to wear the bandanas, bro, because people in the audience, they're all laughing at you. They're all staring at it. And, yeah, how could I focus on singing and performing when my mind is thinking about who's making fun of me?
Amen. Just got back from the show. Show was off the hook. Oh, glory to God. It was filling us. It was getting wild and crazy going. It's off the hook. Hopefully a lot of people got touched in there. And the seed was planted into their heart. Not a watermelon seed. Not an apple seed. Not a grape seed. But a seed of heaven.
If not for your journey with God, and not for the hurt and pain you've experienced in your life, you could have never been there on the sidelines for me, encouraging me to
I swear.
come back.
Bro, this guy keeps on texting me. I'm gonna block this guy for like 2 seconds until I finish this. And block. I just blocked him. He's gonna be so mad when I get to school.
To seek God. And so I just thank you. Because everything that you went through in your life literally helped my life not go to the wasteland. And so, yeah, I thank you for not having an abortion. Because I know your brother, he asked you to have one, right? When you were pregnant with me.
No.
No?
My brother was the one that told me, do not.
Oh, I thought someone told you to.
You don't want to put who said that to me in this video. I thought you knew.
No.
Okay.
Who told you to kill me?
Stop. I shall never say.
I forgive him.
Yeah.
Who was it? Bro, just tell me, man.
So, well, then thank your brother for telling you not to have an abortion. Because look at what life has become. Can you imagine none of these people?
Yeah.
You know, my family. The trickle effect is crazy.
You know, at 15 years old, when you become pregnant, and I basically had a mindset of a 12-year-old. I kid you not, I could not read. I mean, you know, my brother, thank God he was there to encourage me to not abort, because Roe versus Wade was so huge at that time, and I didn't know much about it, you know, but I knew enough from him that, you know, that was a little baby that was alive. And, you know, I was not to take that life. And it wasn't even a thought. I was pregnant. Oh, okay, I'm having a baby. But like, as you're saying this to me, you know, it's beautiful and I'm so grateful. But for many, 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 many years, it was very painful to hear you constantly say to me, even in a joking way, you know, why didn't you abort me? You know, why did you bring me here?
I know.
You know?
And I've apologized 100,000 times since.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because I didn't, how could I have known what was waiting on the other side for me?
Oh!
I'm ready.
Good morning. We're here. What is do you guys have like a thing?
This is my first studio album that I recorded when I was 16 years old. Track 8 was called Abortion. So I'm going to listen to it for the first time in probably like 20 years.
Psalm 139, 13 through 16. For you have created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Praise you because I am fearfully but wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in a secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be.
He who the Son set free is free indeed. No need for the innocent to bleed. I just don't know why.
Getting tears.
He had to decide.
child, you are fearfully, you're wonderfully made. In you, all the beauty of God is displayed. His hand upon you, so don't be afraid. You're formed in the image of God. Abortion is wrong. Yo, child, you are fearfully, you're wonderfully made. In you, all.
So I wrote that being 16, struggling with everything that I was telling you guys about. It just took a moment to click, like to actually click.
I mean, had I made the choice to not have you, look at what I would have missed out on. No daughter-in-law, 4 beautiful grandchildren, and it's just begun.
Yeah.
God had a beautiful plan for you and I from the beginning. You know, a little 15-year-old mama. You know, I mean, we basically grew up together.
We're 15 years apart.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up together. And again, at 15, I was emotionally and mentally like 12, 13 years old, you know?
I don't know, it's just something so beautiful about childlike faith. And as we get older, we just tend to forget. We tend to forget these things, and we tend to let actions of others define us, and you know, we let the world shape us instead of having faith in God and a higher power and let God's word shape us. I don't want to be conformed to the image of this world, that's for sure, because I'll tell you one thing, it never did any good for me. To realize, like, there's been these whispers in your ear that have been a lie trying to tear you down.
They tormented you.
They tormented you. So if you believe in God, you have to believe in the opposite, which would be Satan, which would be an enemy of God, who would try to tear down people that have a calling on their life. And I believe I have a calling on my life. I've had one, and I'm going to use my social media platforms to continue to talk about God. And what better way than for the enemy of God to try to destroy someone by saying, life is too hard, it's just not worth living anymore. Like, just say goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be here. You can't convince me that wasn't happening to me.
Yeah.
To see such self-loathing for so many years that you had, you know, because of what you went through, by the way people treated you. And I don't think it would have been as bad if the bullies weren't out there, you know, adding on to this pain and making you so aware of a birth defect, of something you couldn't even control. It was just unfair and sad, and that's why I really loved your song about the bullying, you know, because, and many videos that you've done on bullying, because people need to understand how serious it is. It takes
if
lives.
They don't understand it by now. Anyone that watches this video still has the nerve to go out and say a single thing about somebody's appearance, somebody's handwriting, their speech. They say anything negative about anybody. It's like, did you even watch this video?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
That's what I hope. I hope that this could encourage kids and adults, man. Adults are bullies too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about bullying. Watch what happens, right? When I crumple this paper just a little bit, ready? Okay,
So at the end?
Just a little bit. Okay, now the next day, I crumple it a little bit more. Okay, now the next day, crumple it a little bit more. And then a little bit, and then a little bit. And then you keep crumpling it, right? That's like a bully. He keeps being mean to this one kid, day after day after day. Now let's pretend that bully says sorry. That bully says sorry. What would happen? You said sorry to this paper. You try to fix it. You're like, bro, I'm sorry. Is the paper fixed? Can you see that? This paper is damaged forever. This paper is ruined. Because of that bully, this paper will never be the same.
Everything we're talking about is just how powerful words are.
Oh, it isn't
it's
the
the
end.
words that tear us down that are so powerful. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like, yeah, bro, they actually do. Think about how powerful words are, even when you are trying to do something nice. Oh, it doesn't look so bad. Oh, we don't care. It's not that good. Like, you look good. Those seem like they're good words but they could also be so harmful. When you get stuck in a catch-22, this is why the book of Job is like when Job's friends sat there with him when he was going through everything, they were silent for like days. Like they didn't say nothing. Sometimes it's okay not to be negative, but it's okay to be with someone when they are feeling miserable and just letting them know that their feelings are warranted. What they feel is so true for them. And just being, how can I help you right now? You know what I mean? Just being there for them. It's so tough.
I felt like with you
there was no getting better for me.
Yeah, there wasn't.
It was literally just God. The void that was there. There was nothing anybody in the world can do.
His mom and I had thousands of conversations on the side about what he's going through, about his ear, because you couldn't have a conversation with him because you get so angry. So sometimes, if we would want to talk to you, it's like, should we really tell you how we feel at this moment? Because no matter what, you're just going to knock it down and it's not going to do anything. It's not going to help you.
All right, in my situation, y'all were in a catch-22. But that's not every situation for people. Because I'm hoping that somebody draws from this, whether they're on the opposing side or the defensive. I'm hoping someone can draw from this, but in my situation, there was nothing that was going to fix it except on October 29th, 2024, when I came back into having faith in Christ. There was nothing else. I think it's designed that way so that God can say, yoo-hoo, like when you're ready, I'm here, because it's the greatest decision of my life to be in the Bible daily, to pray daily, to exercise it, to put it into action daily. Not once a week at Sunday at church, but daily. That's what changed my life. That's what did it. And I think that's just so beautiful. And then you just look at me, that's my story. There's millions of other stories that are like this. So that's why I'm like, how can someone not believe in God? Like, just go listen to people's testimonies. And if they don't point you to God, then I don't think you're listening to people's testimonies. I just don't think,
But it's when someone's ready, though. Their heart has to be open, and they have to be ready to receive it.
You have to have a breakdown sometimes to get a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Paul? Hey, Carfox. Are you hiding from used car shopping? No. Yes. Yeah.
If you asked me in 2024, well, did you have a breakdown? Is that what made you want to go to church? My answer was say no. I wasn't feeling terrible. I was just feeling like something's missing. When I told my wife, let's go back to church, it wasn't so, I want to feel better, let me go to church. It wasn't, I'm broken, let me go to church. It was, man, I feel convicted that I grew up a Christian. I grew up knowing of Jesus, I should say. I'm not going to use it. Knowing of Jesus, not knowing Jesus, but knowing of him. There's a big difference. And as an adult, why am I resistant? Why? You know what? Let's go back to church. And so that's why we went back to church.
Bro, my head hurts so much. This is a long video. If you're still here watching it, that's actually crazy.
Church, because I just felt like something was calling me to do so. And after going back to church, and after feeling this joy that came out of nowhere, after feeling the peace in my life that surpasses all understanding, which was biblical and was a scripture, which I didn't remember. I don't even know if I ever really knew that verse. It wasn't until life with Jesus happened that I actually knew what my life was missing. And we didn't say this, and I want to say this here because this is so beautiful. I did not have a plan to tell my story. One person says, maybe when you're in Jerusalem, you can tell your story about how God is helping you. And I was like, I don't know. And I told someone, someone said I should do this. And that person was like, oh yeah, you should do that. Go find a nice spot like the Garden of Gethsemane. And I'm like, I don't know. And then these things kept happening, which just led up to when I realized, wait a second. The Garden of Gethsemane is the garden of sorrow. It is the place where Jesus felt so much anguish, and there's so much emotion in that garden. And he was betrayed by Judas. So you look at that garden and you're like, man, that garden, that was a place of sorrow. But it was a place of a miracle. And I'm about to cry again, bro, because when the revelation hit me, I was like, are you kidding? What happened in the garden? What was that miracle? It is when Jesus healed one of the men who was coming to arrest him because Peter cut off his ear. And Jesus takes the ear and heals the man and makes him whole again. One of Jesus' last miracles was the healing of an ear in the Garden of Gethsemane. And the events that led me to telling my story in that garden, I was just like, of course this is God, bro. Just like everything else in my life. Of course. And so, if you still don't think God is real, go watch a million other testimonies of people like me that can tell you how God worked in their life. Because he is real. And the only way to him is through Jesus Christ.
I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I have came into the world as light, so that whoever believes in me may not remain in darkness.
Spending all of eternity in the presence of God is why you become a Christian, because Jesus is the only way to achieve eternal life. Jesus is the only way into heaven. We do not become Christian because it's transactional and we want God to bless us and we want God to fix all of our issues.
Listen to the comments.
Asleep.
Where's it going this year?
Okay. This guy is I already read like a couple of these. I love this dude. He literally raised the whole piece of the world and showing other the childhood he couldn't have. God bless you. Okay. Well, I'm going to sleep. No, I'm not. I'm going to make a couple more videos of reacting to stuff. Anyways, bye. This is the end of the reacting video. My head hurts. Bye.